Hole 1, about a 380 yard par 4. Not too much to worry about on this fairway shot except for all the bunkers. You got one up front playing about 180, one on the left about 220, and the other farthest one about 240. You can see your 150 marker straight ahead, and you can see your green straight out that way. Not too much trouble around this fairway. You just got trees in the distance on the left and trees in the distance on the right. So keep it centered and you're good. There's your fairway 1 look. Here's a look about 150 out from your hole 1 fairway. Here's a look at your green. You've got bunkers all on the left side. You can miss short right, long right. You can go a little deep. You have a little backstop back here behind this green. There's your look at your shot coming in on 1. Here's a look at the green on 1, about a 30 yarder back to front. This thing moves back left towards front right. There's your bunkers there on the left side. Here's your look at your hole 1 green. All right, here's a look at hole 2. Par 3, about 140 yards over water. See, you got a big green, kind of goes back to the right. You got a front left pin placement today. So that pin is probably playing 130 yards out, 125 potentially today. There's your look at your water hazard. Don't miss left, miss long right and you're good. There's your look at your hole 2, par 3. All right, here we got this par 3 green, about a 35 yarder back to front. This thing kind of moves all over the place, but ultimately kind of goes back to the front a little bit. There's a little spine in the middle on this back side that you can see. Kicks the ball around to the back left, then to the front right, it'll drop. That's it. But lots of undulation in a lot of places. It pretty much is your look at your par 3 green on 2. This par 5 playing about 520 yards. You can see the ravine right here at the tee box. Just don't top it. You got a lot of room out left. I'm walking off the tee box a little bit to show you what it looks like more open in the fairway. Clear these trees here on the left side and you can be pretty open. You can see the guy over there by the 150 marker, that stake. You just don't want to miss too far right. Lots of trees this way. If you're gonna miss, try to miss middle left. And the middle's not a miss, but the left side opens up on that side and gives you a good look in at the flag. This is a long par 5. There's your look at the fairway. Here's a look at 3 of the fairway looking in. Still about 280 out. Lots of trees on the left, lots of trees on the right. Pretty tight fairway. Gets up here, kind of bottlenecks in when you get a little closer to that 150 marker. If you lay up, there's a ravine that's probably about, I think it was about 60 yards from the green. So not a ton of room to work with if you decide to go for it, but there's your look at your first approach coming in, either a layup or go for that green. Final approach coming in here off this fairway, about 135 yards out. To get over that ravine, just get it up high and over that ravine. You got a bunker there on the right side protecting that green. Pretty much go right at it, just be long enough. Short is bad. There's your look at your final approach coming in this par 5. Okay, here's a look at that 35-yard green back to front. This thing's got a lot of movement everywhere. Pretty much overall from the top side on the back, runs down, wants to run down this direction toward that ravine. That's pretty much it. Lots of movement overall. It's got a lot of undulation throughout. Here's a look at this green. All right, here's a par 4, hole 4. It's playing about 330 today. Pretty short. Got trees on the left and right here on the tee box to kind of distract you. Bunker out there playing about 200. Front bunker here not really in play. You can see your green straight out where the flag is. This one you pretty much go right after. There's your fairway tee box look at 4. This is a short par 4, so I'm about 60 yards off the green. It goes uphill. There's a bunker there on the back of this green. Tee shot, you can get it pretty close, but 60 yards from this point uphill in the middle of the fairway. Pretty much a wide open look. Go right at this thing. All right, here's a look at your green on 4, about a 35-yarder back to front. This thing starts off high at the bunker here, cuts left, cuts everything right. The backside is high, pushes everything down this direction toward the fairway. There's your look at your hole 4 green. Okay, hole 5 is a 400-yard par 4, dogleg right. There is water in between this fairway here, which breaks off to the right. There's water kind of in this area here that you're going to go over on your approach to the green. And it says play at about 200 straight away this direction, and then your next play is to the right. But here's your fairway 5 tee box look. All right, here we are at the second shot. I played it safe to the left side a little bit instead of challenging that water. About 170 yards out to the green. A couple of bunkers there on the left side. Lots of room to miss here. You can go right at it pretty strong. You've got a little water in between you and the green. There's your look at your approach here on this hole. Here's a look at the green on 5, about a 40-yarder back to front. Pretty big green. Lots of movement overall is left to right. So you see a spine, big hump right there next to that bunker. Kicks everything off to the right, back to front also. Here's your look at your hole 5 green. This hole 6 is a par 5, 512-yarder. Straight out this way, looks like a big open fairway, but you've got a lot of water there on the right side running along the entire fairway, which makes this the number 3 handicap hole. That bunker plays about 255 out. It's pretty much your line or just to the right of it. If you can carry that, you'll be in good shape. As the green though breaks off to the right, so if you can be in between that water and that bunker, you are in position A. So here is your look at your hole 6 fairway. All right, here we are at the first approach shot coming in, still about almost 300 out still, about 280. It's about 220 because it's 170 to the 150 marker, which is here. You can see the green out this way. And there's that bunker here that was on the left side. So here's your second shot coming in. Here we are about 140 yards out of this par 5. You get that bunker right in front of the green. You got water there off to the right side. You can see your flag straight in. Lots of room to miss short left and long left, even a little bit right, just not short right. All right, there's your shot coming in. All right, here's your hole 6 green, about a 35-yarder back to front. This thing mostly moves from the top side this direction out this way, all the way back down that way toward the water. Seems like all the greens run toward the water. It does break off a little bit this way toward the cart path, but here's your look at your hole 6 green. All right, hole 7, par 3, playing about 145 yards out. You got 3 big bunkers. One bunker is really short, not really in play. It's short, it also goes right, kind of far. Left bunker wraps around that side, and then bunker long. So definitely is protecting it deep and to the right and to the far left. So stay middle, it's pretty easy, pretty short. Go right at that flag, no other obstacles in your way. All right, here's a 30-yard green on this par 3. Lots of movement everywhere, but ultimately you can see how it's just from the top down. A little bit of undulation all throughout this green. You can kind of see wherever the pin placement is. You can kind of see where your ball's gonna move. Today we got a back pin placement, so it's up high a little bit. But there's your look at this par 3 green. Okay, hole 8 is a 350-yard par 4 dogleg left. You got bunker there about 110, bunker on the right side 150. Can't really see the green from here, but you can see the 150 marker straight ahead. That's pretty much your line going out that way. You can't go too far forward. You can't go straight either. You can, if you're a right-handed hitter, just draw it around that tree. This is probably a layup hole unless you can go up and over. But you can look at that when you get here, but it's a tricky par 4 on this hole 8. But there's your look at your tee shot. Okay, here's a looking at the approach here on 8. Got about 160 yards out from the fairway on this spot right here. You can see the flag. You can see you got a ravine in between the fairway and the green. Lots of room around that green. You got a bunker there on the left side, back a little deep. You got a bunker on the right side. You got a lot of room to miss, kind of short of the green and long. Lots of room around that. Go right at that thing. See if you can't get a birdie here. All right, here's the green on 8, about a 40-yarder back to the front. This thing's kind of moving all over the place. You can see the high point in the back left corner, kind of pushing it down to the left side. You can see the runoff there on the back side where the flag is today. Little spine running through here, high point in the middle, top of this side, and then kicks back down this direction. As you look at your hole 8 green. This hole 9 is a par 4, about a 400-yarder. You can see your line in between the bunkers. Those are playing about 230, 240. Where he's standing, you're about 240 to that bunker. Wind is blowing in today, so it's going to play a little shorter. Lots of room over there on the left side. If you just go too much left over these trees, you got a little tight window here in the tee box, but it's mostly just for looks. But there's your line. Should be right there between those two bunkers. Okay, here's your look at 9 on your approach. About 165 yards out from here, next to this bunker. You got a bunker there on that front left side. You got bunkers all on that right side, 1, 2, and 3. Protecting that green. You can see that waterfall back side of that green. But here's your look at your approach on 9. All right, here we are at the green on 9. About a 30-yarder back to front. Get this high point coming off these bunkers, which is pretty much consistent. Every bunker seems to have a high spine coming off, so you got to kick off back toward the waterfall, and then the rest of it wants to come back down toward the fairway. In this flag placement today, it's a little tricky spot. But here's your look at your hole 9 green. Okay, hole 10, 575-yard par 5. Slight dogleg right. You can see the bunkers straight out. The first bunker's playing about 330, and you can see flag marker, middle of the course marker right there. Trees on the right and left. Not a lot of room to miss. You gotta go right at the center of this fairway. All right, here we are at the approach on 10. You can see it's a split fairway on 10. You can go right this direction. You can see the flag straight through the trees this way, or you can go left. Left gives you a better look at the green, but this one still is a good look if you can get it plugged down this direction. Just depends where you are on your first tee shot. We're still about 286 out. So here's a look at your second shot decisions here. All right, I chose the left side to go at it, which is probably not a good decision. It's a little farther out. The right side's a little closer to the green. But here's your look from 150 out to the green on this hole 10. Bunkers on the left side, one bunker on the right. You got a little bit of trees in your way here if you're come up short like I did. But here is your look at your final approach coming in on 10. Here's a look at the green on 10, about a 33-yarder back to front. Bunker on the left, bunker on the back side, and bunker on the right. This hole generally just moves left to right overall. Pretty smooth, not too fast, rolls nicely. All right, here's a look at 11, 271-yard par 4. Lots of trees on the right and left, residential on the left. You're gonna be about 190 to that 150 marker to the flag. You can see the flag straight away. There is a ravine that plays about 290 straight away. So if you can play it short, play it short. Here's a look at the approach on 11. I towed a 4-iron and got it out here. So I've got about 136 yards to go to the green. You can see giant bunker there on your left. bunker on your right and a ravine in between the fairway and the green. Here's a good look at your flag. If you can get in the fairway, you got a good open look. Not too many trees to deal with trying to get it up there on the green. But here's your approach on 11. And a look at the green on hole 11. 30-yarder back to front. Bunker on the left side, bunker on the right side, big bunkers. This one goes back to front on the slope. There's your look at your green on 11. Here's a look at hole 13, par 3, about 125. Big bunker here on the left, not really in play. Bunker in front of the green, protecting that green right up front. You got trees kind of hugging your tee shot line a little bit on the right side. Lots of room to miss left, right, and long. Go right at it. And here's the par 3 green on 13. About a 20-yarder back to front, goes left to right quite a bit. Lots of movement on this thing. You see a high point there in the middle, drops it off right, drops it off left. There's your green on 13. Okay, now we're at 13. I said the last hole was 13, but that was 12. The par 3 was 12. Okay, so here's a 568-yard par 5, wide open look. You got a fence line there on the left. Lots of fairway to work with. You got trees in the middle. Pretty much where your driver's gonna go from these blue tees. Lots of room to miss right. Straight at your flag, dead ahead. Here's a look at your approach shot, your first approach shot on this par 5. 13, the real hole 13. I striped mine and I'm still lacking 300. But here's a good look. I mean, there's nothing in your way except for this overhanging tree here and you're in the middle of the fairway. You can see the 150 marker straight there and you can see the green where the guys are. Go right at that flag if you want to try to get there in 2. Nothing stopping you. All right, final approach. Turns out there is water, lots of water in between this fairway and the green. It goes to the right and the left. So just get it over that water. We're 95 out from the green, so not too much to worry about around the green. You get a lot of room to miss everywhere. Just don't miss too short as you look at your final approach on 13. Okay, here's a look at the green on 13. It's a short back to front, maybe a 15-yarder at the most. Goes right to left pretty far. Lots of movement, lots of undulation everywhere. Kind of depending where the pin placement is where that ball is going to move. And here's a look at that water I was telling you about that separates the fairway and the green. That's why I make these videos, so you don't get a caught off surprise like I did. There's a look at your green on 13. Par 3, 14. Playing about 175 today, over water. Bunker there on the front left, bunker on the back right. You can see the distance. Not too much trouble besides the water in the bunkers. You can miss wide right, you can miss long left. There's your look at your par 3, 14. All right, here's your green on this par 3, 14. Big bunker here on the front side like I showed, bunker on the left. Lots of undulation, lots of movement. This pin placement up front today, it goes from left to right on this pin placement. Lots of movement overall. You can kind of see the spine in the center section, breaking off left and breaking off right. But here's your look at your 14 green. Hole 15, par 4, playing about 375. It's pretty short, but you can see there's water straight ahead in this fairway. Goes about 290 till you roll in where these carts are. Your flag is going to be on the left side behind these trees. Let me get down here into this off the tee box and you can see it. You'll see a little yellow flag. That's your green for this hole. The trees here up front, this tree, see, we can go right here, right here. These trees can be your line if you want to avoid these trio of bunkers starting at about 240 to 270 there on your front and right side. There's another one on the left. There's your green there. Here is your tee box shot on 15. All right, here's a look at our approach Here at 15, about 165 yards out. You got bunkers there on the left, in the middle, and the right. And you see your water here, far right side. I laid up looking in. You have a big horseshoe shaped bunker there on the right side. Lots of green to work with, right and left. Not sure how deep it goes, but lots of green dunes, if you will, on the back side. So go right at this thing and give it all you got. Here's a look at your green on 15, about a 38 yarder back to front, way back corner right, comes down to the left, very wide right to left, gets skinny there in the middle, lots of undulation, lots of movement all over this green. You can see this big horseshoe right side, green side bunker, hopefully helping you shy away from all that water there on the right side. There's your look at your 15 green. Hole 16, par 3, about 132 yarder from this point. This is the 18th handicap hole, probably the easiest, I guess it is the easiest hole on the course. Nothing but bunker in your way, lots of bunker front and right side. If you're gonna miss left, miss long. There's your look at your par 3, 16. All right, here we are at Waterchase Golf Course, hole 16. It's a par 3, playing about 132 yards out. It's like a hole-in-one camera shot, just in case. Pin high, baby. All right, here we are at the par 3 green, about a 35 yarder back to front. This thing's got undulation all over the place, lots of movement. And here is that giant bunker I was telling you about. This thing wraps all the way around the green, front and right side. Here's your look at your par 3 green. Again, lots of movement. Okay, hole 17 is a little confusing, but apparently there's 2 fairway options here again, just like on 10. This is a pretty much a wide open look, safe route, but it's a longer distance to the flag, which is going to be straight out here, or you can go to the right. You can see the 150 marker here, but you've got a lot of water to deal with, and there's water to the left of this cart path too. So you have 2 options here. You can challenge the water, or you can be safe and play it this direction left. But here's your look at your fairway on 17. Okay, here's a look in your 17th green. You're about 150 yards. I stopped right here at this 150 yard marker, right in the middle of the fairway. Your green's gonna be over that cart path. Not too much obstruction in your way. You can pretty much miss anywhere around this green and be safe. Looks like the green is slanting. You can see the slant from our right to that left. So play it to the right a little bit, but go right at that flag from this fairway. Here's the green on 17, about a 37 yarder back to front, and this thing goes heavy back to front, back down toward the fairway. Confusing fairway, but if you go to the right side, it's easier to coming in. There's your green on 17. Here's a look at 18, blue tee box. This 545 yard par 5, hole 18. Trees on the right and left, right here up front, making it a little bit of a mental challenge. You've got a bunker there on the left side, playing about 235. Got lots of room on the right side to miss. Dead ahead, obviously, is your target. You can see your green straight up there with that second group. Pretty much make that tent your line on your tee shot. There's your look at your 18 fairway. Here's a look at the first approach on hole 18. Still close to about 290 yards out from this point. There's a little ravine in the middle. It's probably about 140 yards out. You can see towards that beautiful waterfall. You can see the green on the right side. If you lay up here, your next shot going in is about another, I guess, 140, 150 or so. But here's your look at your first approach on 18. All right, final approach on this Par 5 18, about 130 yards out from the edge of this ravine. It's a good look at your green. You got a bunker right side, bunker left side. Lots of room to miss short and long as you look at your final approach on 18. All right, here's green at 18, about a 35 yarder back to front. This thing doesn't have much undulation and just moves a lot from back of the green toward the front of the green, toward the fairway. Bunkers on the left side and the right side. There's your look at your 18 green. Thanks for watching that video today of Waterchase. It's August 14th today, 2025. Hot out here, but believe the hype. The course is beautiful. Played great. I mean, the course played great. I didn't play that great, but you know, there's a lot of people talking about the course, and it is in great shape. The greens were pure, fairways are pure. Everything about it was fun. It's not just driver every hole. It's hit a different club, iron off the tee, lots of fun stuff, lots of different fairway options. It was kind of neat. But get out here to Fort Worth and come play this Waterchase golf course. Thanks, see you guys.